The search continues for survivors of that massive building collapse outside Miami. You're going to hear from a local rescue crew about the keys to finding people alive. Plus, San Diego's home prices, they are hitting record highs. The factors keeping the expensive houses in such high demand. And the horrifying conditions inside this Bay Terraces home that has the city taking action.
ABC 10 News at 6 starts now.
The building looks like a stack of IHOP pancakes, except they're made out of concrete.
Dozens of people are still unaccounted for tonight after part of a 12-story beachfront condo building collapsed outside Miami. The early morning disaster in this community of Surfside killed at least one person and trapped others in that rubble and twisted metal. Rescuers have already pulled dozens of survivors from the tower, and they continue to look for more, but it's still not clear what caused the structure to fall. The mayor says that building was constructed back in the 1980s. And we're getting some insight into the challenges those rescue workers are facing tonight. Good evening. I'm Steve Atkinson. Kimberly Hunt has the night off. New at 6, a local urban search and rescue group tells our Michael Chen the work ahead will be grueling and emotional.
In Miami Beach, a horrific sight. Video shows the ocean-faced portion of a 12-story condo building collapsing. In the aftermath, a frantic race to find survivors.
Time is extremely valuable. Minutes, hours. We always talk about that golden hour within a traumatic incident.
San Diego Fire Battalion Chief A.D. Barbat leads California Task Force 8, one of 28 federal urban search and rescue groups. Here are photos of a recent training, which includes sifting through the rubble of a structural collapse. His team won't be called upon in Miami. As time is of the essence, closer teams will be put on standby. He tells us at the scene in Florida, technology will be important.
Our tech search specialists utilize listening devices, cameras, canine, actually do a search a lot quicker than we may be able to sweep an area.
Canines like Delta deployed if a shout is heard or a camera or listening device points to noises or person. In Miami Beach, drones are also being used as some 40 people have been rescued from the portion of the building still standing and another partially collapsed. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis hailed as heroes the responders who raced in, unsure of whether further collapse was imminent. More than 50 remain unaccounted for, the focus now turning to the site of the total collapse. A painstaking and likely emotional search for survivors and those who did not survive.
There's always hope. I'm never going to say there's never hope. There's always hope. There's been incidents where we found people a week or two later. It just depends on the void space they may be in, what resources they have available.
Michael Chen, ABC 10 News.
And you can get updates on the search for survivors sent right to your phone with the 10 News app. A free version is available in the App Store. We're also continuing to follow a developing story that we brought you live at 4 o'clock. Homicide detectives are at the home on 28th Street and Boston Avenue. This is in Barrio Logan, where a woman was killed. Police arrested one man who came out of the apartment. We are still waiting to learn more details from police. We'll bring you them when we get them. Happening now, the Escondido Union High School District is considering a resolution to denounce racism. This comes after last weekend's tortilla throwing incident at a high school basketball game. Our ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala is live at Escondido, where parents say the firing of Coronado's coach is not enough. Mimi.
And Steve, that meeting you mentioned just got underway about 15 minutes ago. We do have a crew inside following any new developments, and of course we'll keep you posted. But earlier today we did speak with parents who really want the CIF to take some strong actions and send a message that what happened Saturday night was just unacceptable behavior and should never happen again.
I'm not asking for a CIF championship. That's up to CIF to decide. I know that they don't reflect the values of CIF or a CIF champion, and there's no way that they could possibly be awarded that and CIF still try and uphold their values.
And Mickey Chu's son plays for Orange Glen's basketball team. He wants the CIF to take stronger actions and hold everyone responsible for this accountable. The CIF has said it prohibits discrimination or any acts that are disrespectful or demeaning toward a member school, student athlete, or school community. But Chu says he thinks parents who witnessed what happened should be involved in meetings with the CIF. Tortillas, of course, were thrown from the Coronado side at Orange Glen's mostly Latino basketball team on Saturday night after a championship game that Coronado did win. In response to the outrage, Coronado's head coach was fired. Chu says that's just not enough. He tells us some Coronado administrators were at the game and did not step in to calm things down. He's calling for them, other coaches, and students to face disciplinary actions. The CIF is investigating, but told us today that it's in the process of concluding its review and anticipates to issue a ruling this upcoming week. Now, Orange Glen's basketball team is hosting a banquet tonight, which is why they aren't here at this meeting. But again, someone from our station is inside, and we will bring you any updates as they come to us. For now, we're live in Escondido. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
So much more could come. Mimi, thank you. Turning now to coronavirus and a jump in cases today. The county reported 116 new cases, while our test positivity rate held at 1%. One more San Diegan lost their life to COVID-19 as well. The city of Chula Vista is canceling this year's July 4th fireworks show. Today, the city announced the uncertainty over the reopening didn't give them enough time to plan that event. This year's Chula Vista Firefighters Association Pancake Breakfast, it's also canceled. Both events are expected to return next year, and there will still be other fireworks shows in the county, including the Big Bay Boom. San Francisco will require city workers to get the COVID vaccine once it receives full federal approval. That new policy may be the first of its kind in any city or county in the United States. Employees who refuse to get vaccinated and don't have a medical or religious exemption, they could be fired. 35,000 municipal workers are covered under this new policy. The 3 vaccines currently being used in the U.S., they are expected to get full approval here in the coming months. All right, we all know buying a home in San Diego can be a financial challenge, but new data shows just how pricey it's getting. So we're taking an in-depth look at the numbers. According to the firm DQ News, the average price for a home in San Diego hit a record $725,000 last year. That's a 23% jump in 1 year, increasing at the fastest pace in about 8 years. Despite the price tag, people are still buying. Samantha O'Brien, a real estate agent with Porch Lights, spoke to us about the spike in offers she's seeing.
So on a typical property, at least 5. Some properties 10, a lot of properties 20, some other properties 30. So it's pretty insane out there right now.
One factor that we're told is low mortgage rates. According to Freddie Mac, the interest rate for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage was 2.9% last month. That's down from the still low 3.2% just the year before. The rate is up slightly from December, which was the lowest since the 1970s.
There was extremely low interest rates last year, historically low interest rates, and there's still historically low interest rates this year. So that created a frenzy for buyers to get out there and take advantage of all these interest rates.
Another factor is more competition for those limited supply of homes. Home inventory remained at record lows in May with just under 3,800 for sale in the county. This was according to Redfin. That's down from more than the 6,200 around this same time last year. By comparison to San Diego, the median price of a home in the United States is about $350,000, a lot less. Frustration now over how the city is carrying out voters' demands for a new commission on police practices. 75% of San Diegans voted for Measure B last November. It required independent legal counsel for that commission, subpoena power, and robust investigations. The city drafted a proposal, but the group San Diego Justice says the authors gutted just about everything originally asked for in the measure.
The proposed ordinance doesn't even mention independent legal counsel or legal counsel at all.
Coming up at 7 o'clock, we're going to show you what went down when the city of San Diego, its council, addressed these concerns just this afternoon. The man accused of shooting up a church's chicken in Otay Mesa will stand trial. A judge handed down that decision today about Albert Blake. One employee was killed, 2 others were wounded in November of 2019 at the restaurant on Del Sol Boulevard. Prosecutors say that Blake tried to use a counterfeit $100 bill, which was rejected by the staff, so he left and then came back with a gun, killing Maribel Ibanez. Blake is now being held on $5 million bail. And we are learning the name of the man who shot to death at the Dave & Buster's in Mission Valley this month. 28-year-old Dennis Gawalo was shot to death just before 11 p.m. June 17th in the dining area of the amusement center. Witnesses saw a dark-colored SUV leaving just after that shooting, but so far there have been no arrests. Kowalo lived in San Diego, and anyone with information is asked to call San Diego Police or Crime Stoppers. San Diego Mayor Todd Gloria is pushing a $145 million infrastructure plan. It includes $28 million for road repairs in underserved communities, $10 million to install or upgrade street lights, nearly $5 million to fix sidewalks, and $12 million to renovate the Botanical Building in Balboa Park. The plan got the approval of a city council committee just this afternoon, and we now could be considered by the full council. The money would be borrowed. All right, it could become easier for people to make their voices heard during public meetings.
The least that we can do in this pandemic and following this pandemic is boost opportunities for the public to have a chime in.
Human rights activist Shane Harris is proposing a new idea called Boost Democracy. Now, this would create a text alert system for all board and public meetings in the county. The text would notify people when a certain agenda item comes up for a decision. That would save them time. San Diego Unified School District is adopting the idea for its next meeting, July 13th. Harris says he hopes the other government organizations will follow suit on this. And firefighters continue to make progress against that fire that's burning near Pala Casino. The so-called Mesa Fire is now 40% contained. It holds at just 350 acres. CAL FIRE says the fire is not spreading and all evacuation warnings, they have been lifted. Highway 76 is now back open, but you are advised to be careful when driving through the area. The cause of the fire, which broke out yesterday afternoon, remains under investigation.